A 6-year-old homeless girl offered her last piece of bread to the most dangerous mafia boss in Korea. He was bleeding. He was being hunted. And anyone who helped him usually paid for it. Then she asked him one question that made him stop running. Did nobody come for you? Kang Jun-seo was bleeding into his shirt when the girl held out bread. Not money. Not fear. Bread. His eyes were locked on the alley entrance behind her, listening for footsteps that had not stopped chasing him all night. She sat on cardboard like it was home. Plastic bag beside her. Sleeves pushed up. One shoelace missing. Alone. She held the bread with both hands, steady. You look hungry, she said. He didn't reach for it. In this city, people crossed the street to avoid men like him. Some disappeared just for standing too close. This girl stayed where she was. You can have it, she said. He studied her, then the alley, then the bread. You should keep it. She shook her head. I'm not that hungry. He knew she was lying. He should have walked away. Instead, he stayed. She looked at him like he was just another person sitting nearby. No fear. No caution. No questions. That was wrong. Men like Kang Jun-seo did not get looked at that way. They got avoided or obeyed. He scanned the alley again. Left exit. Right exit. Fire escape above. No clean path. He noticed it then. A half-broken overhang at the far end of the alley. Not much. But enough to stay dry. You don't want it? She asked. No. She nodded and set the bread beside her knee without complaint. No disappointment. No hesitation. Just acceptance. He shifted against the wall and pain tore through his side. Not a surface cut. Something deeper. Something that would slow him if he had to run. She watched him for a second. Does it hurt? She asked. No. She studied his face like she already knew the answer. My knee hurt like that once, she said. I said it didn't hurt too. He said nothing. She picked at a loose thread on her sleeve, calm as if nothing here was unusual. That unsettled him more than the blood. She picked up the bread again and broke it into a smaller piece. She held it out to him. Just this part. I said no. I know, she said. But it'll get hard if we wait. She kept holding it there. No pressure. No pulling back. Just waiting. He took it. He didn't think about why. He ate it in 2 bites. He had not eaten since morning. The day had gone bad before noon and worse by night. The bread was plain and cold. It still felt like the first honest thing he had touched all day. Thank you, he said. She nodded like that was normal. Then she ate her piece. For her, it was just food. For him, something had shifted. He noticed the plastic bag when she reached inside. 1 thin blanket. 1 bottle. Nothing else. That was everything she owned. The cardboard under her was barely a barrier from the cold ground. Her shoes were worn flat. She had been here more than one night. How long? He asked. She counted in her head. 3 days. Alone? Mostly. A lady gave me soup yesterday. And your mother? She's coming, she said. She just had to get stuff. He looked away. He had heard that before. Not from her. From other places. Other years. People said things like that when they needed children to keep waiting. She adjusted the cardboard slightly, making room beside her. Like he belonged there. He did not move closer. But he did not leave either. He should have left already. Every extra minute made him easier to find. He kept scanning. Left. Right. Up. No movement yet. She sat beside him, folding a napkin into a small shape with full concentration. You can sit here, she said. I'm fine. She shrugged. She wasn't asking. She was offering. He had been in rooms full of men who feared him. None of them had unsettled him like this child making space on a piece of cardboard. Do you know this area? He asked. A little. There's a warm place near the big road, but they make you leave early. He nodded. She accepted that he had nothing useful to offer. He looked at her again. She was not afraid. She was not impressed. She had just decided he could stay. And somehow, that was enough to keep him there. A shadow crossed the alley entrance. It slowed. Junesio stopped moving completely. Random movement passed by. Hunted movement paused. His breathing stayed even as he finished the scan. Left. Right. Roof. Dumpster. Nothing yet. What's your name? She asked. He kept watching the entrance before answering. Junesio. She smiled slightly. I'm Imani. He nodded. He did not ask anything else. He had already stayed too long. And now he had given her his name. That made leaving harder. Footsteps came from the right entrance. Slow. Even. Careful. Searching. Imani, he said. Go behind the dumpster. Why? Just go. She hesitated, then picked up her bag and moved. Good instincts. The footsteps stopped. Worse. She peeked from behind the dumpster. You okay? She asked quietly. Yes. Stay there. She nodded. Then, after a moment, she spoke again. Did nobody come for you? The question hit harder than anything that night. He turned toward her. She was not trying to be clever. She just wanted to know. He understood the question too well. The answer had been waiting a long time. No, he said. One word. Nothing else. She didn't react the way adults did. No pity. No apology. She just accepted it. Then she said, you can stay here tonight. Like it was simple. Like that solved something. He looked at her. She had nothing. And she was still offering. Something in his chest tightened. Not pain. Not fear. Something worse. You don't know who I am, he said. She shrugged. You're Junesio, she said. You said no to bread and then ate it. He looked away. That was the moment it changed. He was no longer staying because he was injured. He was staying because of her. The men entered from the right. Two of them. Quiet in the way of people who had done this before. Junesio saw them immediately. They saw him seconds later. The taller one checked his phone. The other looked straight down the alley. Their eyes met. The hiding part of the night was over. Behind the dumpster, Imani stayed still. She didn't understand. She trusted. He recognized the men. They were not here to talk. They were here to finish what had started earlier that night. He had seconds to decide. He could still leave. 12 meters to the left exit. 12 meters to the. If he moved now, he might make it. They would follow him. They would leave the alley. The girl would be nothing to them. That was how it worked. His whole life had been built on one rule. Leave first. Survive first. He looked at the exit. Then at the dumpster. The edge of her blanket was visible. She was waiting. He stepped forward. Not toward the exit. Into the center of the alley. Between the man and the dumpster. He chose. Walk away, Junesio said. They didn't. One moved toward the dumpster. Junesio hit him before he got a second step. 2 steps. 1 strike. The man dropped hard. Park Sung-min stayed still. He saw everything. The injury. The stance. The choice. You know why we're here, Park said. Yes. Then move. Not tonight. Park looked past him toward the dumpster. Something back there? Nothing for you. Park understood. He dragged the unconscious man away. Chairman Yeo will hear about this. I know. They left. The alley went quiet again. Jun Seo forced his breathing steady. His side was worse now. Not fatal. But real. Imani, he said. She came out slowly, blanket around her shoulders. Were they bad? She asked. Yes. She nodded. That was enough. She walked back to her cardboard and sat down. Like the night had simply continued. He leaned back against the wall. She lay down and curled under the blanket. It wasn't safe. But it was better than nothing. And tonight, that was enough. Within minutes, she was asleep. He stayed where he was. Watching the alley. Watching her. Rain started before morning. Come on, he said quietly. He didn't wait for her to understand. He just moved, and she followed. She didn't ask why. She just trusted him. Light. Steady. He took off his coat and covered her with it. She didn't wake. He sat back in his shirt and let the rain hit him. Cold. Still. His hands rested open on his knees. Not clenched. Not ready to fight. Just still. He looked at her. 3 nights alone. Still sharing food. Still making space. Still trusting. He had said no. That had been true. The girl shifted slightly under his coat, pulling it closer without waking. Jun Seo didn't move. He stayed where he was. And for the first time in his life, someone had come for him. The rain kept falling. He didn't leave.